Let's make some tiny books that are 100% functional. If you'd like to follow along, you need to start by cutting some paper into 2.5 by 4 inch rectangles. I used some paper I had folded into signatures for my last video. When you have a bunch of paper cut to 2.5 by 4 inches, fold the sheets in half to make 2.5 by 2 inch signatures. The amount of sheets in each signature will change depending on which book you're making. The first book I made, I cut some strap leather to 4.5 by 2.25 inches. I probably should have cut it a little longer, but it still worked out. I stacked a few sheets together to make a single signature. I clamped the leather and the paper together. Then I marked and punched 3 holes through the single signature and the leather. I stitched this book with pamphlet stitch. I will link a tutorial in the cards if you're interested. When the book was stitched, I cut a strap to go around the book. Then, of course, I wanted to stitch through the strap, so I had to start over. But that's okay, and this stitch is very quick and easy to do. To close the strap around the book, I attached a peg closure. I'm not really sure if that's what it's called, but that's what I'm calling it. I mean, look how adorable this tiny notebook is. I'm really sure you want one for yourself. Next, I cut some chipboard to 2.25 by 3.25 inches to make book covers. I used scrapbooking paper to cover 2 pieces of the chipboard and glued the paper on with a glue stick. Because the books are small, I felt the glue sticks would hold the paper. And they did. I used a stack of 8 signatures with 3 sheets each. I marked and punched 3 holes into each signature and the cover boards. I sewed this book with Coptic stitch. I'll link another tutorial in the cards if you would like to learn how to do Coptic stitch. Coptic stitch is versatile and fairly easy to do. And the nice thing about these books is that they lie flat, so they are perfect for sketchbooks. And this tiny book is a fun way to practice. I mean, if you need another reason besides it's freaking cute to make one of these books. While I waited for the Coptic stitch covers to dry, I had stitched up more signatures with link stitch. With link stitch, you sew in and out of the holes starting from the outside of the first signature. Every time you add a new signature, you link it to the first by sewing under the outside stitch of the signature below. When you're finished, it creates this cute little X design on the spine. You can use this stitch for hardcover books. When I was done sewing, I glued the spine. Then I made the cutest book cover with 2 cover boards I cut previously and another piece the same width as the spine. I glued the boards to some cardstock again with a glue stick. Use a straight line down the cardstock to ensure your boards are aligned, and leave equal space on either side of the spine board to allow the covers to fold and close. Glue on the end sheets to the tiny text blocks, and then glue the end sheets to the cover. This part is always finicky. But the books are easier to handle at this size, so this was a great practice for me. I did place the book under a weight to let it dry and help keep its shape. And look how adorable this one is! If you do try to make one of these, I promise you, you will absolutely have the urge to make more. Like I did. For the next book, I cut some more leather. For this one, I used 4 signatures with around 4 to 5 pages in each. I marked and punched 4 holes on each signature. Then clamped the signatures to the leather and carefully punched 4 holes into the leather. Then flipped the side the signatures were clamped to the other side and repeated punching 4 holes in alignment with the holes on the signatures. Then I made 2 more rows of holes between those holes. I'm using an exposed binding technique for this book. I'll link another tutorial in the cards for this stitch. I also made a strap for this book and attached the strap with a rivet. I first sewed this book with the stitches going over the strap, and then of course I changed my mind. I had to cut the stitching and start over. Don't worry if you mess up, there's usually a way to fix it, and as long as you're careful, you're usually able to. I restitched the book with the stitches under the strap, and I was much happier with it. I then tied the strap across the front of the book and trimmed the straps. Have I told you how cute and adorable these books are? If you want a book that fits into the palm of your hand, then this craft is for you. And if you need more explanation on how to do one of these bindings, one of these videos will tell you what you need to know. Thanks for watching. My name is Pam, and this is Total Pamarchy, the craft channel with a little anarchy. Until next time, bye!